Like that Rizzles Brown, you little fool. What have you done? Olivia killed your husband. So, Gorgon's where we will be heading. I'm not gonna take you guys. It's gonna be too dangerous. Okay, so we need to get into the bedroom. What the hell is that noise? Ooh. Let me mix up a cocktail. So we got adrenal time, healing enhancer. Let me mix up a cocktail. I need some of that skin toughener. Let's see. Adrenal time. Some that. Help mix that. That will come in handy. Trust me, guys. Oh. Hello. Is that you, Lucky, huh? Apparently not. No.
Whoever you
Um, hello?
are. So who the devil are you?
Um, Jace Ryder, Captain of the Reliable.
You don't say. Well, make yourself at home, Captain. I'm sure we have much to discuss. Do you see that glowing chunk of space rock? That's Gorgon. My birthright, my burden, and the bane of my existence. I hate to drink alone, and this is my third. So join me in raising a glass. To Gorgon.
A solemn toast to Gorgon.
To Gorgon. May cosmic winds shepherd her to the nearest star. I'm Wilhelmina Ambrose, but you can keep it short and call me Minnie.
Nice to meet you too. Wow.
Now, what brings you to my house, handsome? I take it you didn't come all this way for the beverages, the starry skies, or the pleasant company.
Um, hmm. Actually, um, I'm here about a severed arm.
A severed arm.
Sorry.
How positively ghoulish. You know this is a private residence, not a curio shop?
Hmm. Does the name Lucky Montoya mean anything to you?
Lucky Montoya is my personal freelancer. Fascinating man. Very brooding and theatrical. Always staring into space and twirling a bullet over his knuckles.
I could do that. The staring into space part, I mean. I'm still working on the bullet twirling thing.
But if something happened to him... Oh dear. I suppose that makes him my former freelancer now?
Well, any idea who might have wanted to kill him?
You suspect foul play?
Yeah,
Interesting.
losing an arm?
If we're being honest, I haven't given it much thought. What a time for his luck to run out. We were in the middle of something grand, and I really can't afford another setback.
His recording mentioned a high stakes job.
Funny that you should bring that up. How would you like to be my new freelancer? There's been a recent vacancy, and I think you're well suited to the job.
I could get used to people offering us a job at first glance. Usually they just squint at us all suspicious-like. Or reach for a pistol.
Felix?
You offer work to everyone who breaks into your home? Must be some kind of Byzantine tradition I ain't know about.
I'm looking for someone rough around the edges. A gorgeous, dashing scoundrel type. Incidentally, someone good with their hands.
Gorgeous.
I like my employees well-groomed. Appearances are everything in high society.
Okay. Are you looking for a hired gun or a runway model?
I'm looking for both. Remember, I'm rich enough that I can afford to be choosy. And I choose you, dear Captain.
Well, that sounds...
Allow me to lay out the facts, and you can decide for yourself if you want to be my chief investigator. My mother, Dr. Olivia Ambrose, worked for Spacer's Choice at the Gorgon Research Facility. She was brilliant, the top scientist in her field, until tragedy struck.
Well, I'm not surprised. Spacer's Choice is one big accident waiting to happen.
I wish I could say otherwise. One day, Spacer's Choice shut down all research and evacuated Gorgon. Everyone had to scramble or risk getting left behind.
What a shame.
There was chaos. Employees fled for their lives. Mother never made it home. I'm told she wasn't the only casualty that fateful day.
It must have been real hard on you, losing your mother all of a sudden like that. I'm sorry to hear it, ma'am.
Thank you. Ambrose ladies are supposed to be resilient to the unexpected, but this was especially hard on me. Mother's name has since been dragged through the mud. Spacer's Choice blames her for the collapse of Project Gorgon, and I just know they're lying.
Okay. So what did they say about her?
Everything you can imagine and more. Dereliction of duty, circulating anti-corporate memos, taking longer than average coffee breaks. The list goes on.
Coffee break?
Mother would not have allowed Project Gorgon to fail. Something happened on that asteroid, and my family took the fall for it.
What did you send Lucky to find out?
The truth. Mother is gone, Gorgon is silent, and I deserve answers.
I already know what happened. She let that Project X out. Actually, not her, but Lucian. And that thing turned everybody into hideous monsters. Answers to what end?
That will depend on what we learn. The scope of this cover-up is enormous. Whatever Spacer's Choice is hiding could bring ruin down on their heads. Or it could just be another dead end. We won't know till we look, will we?
Well, I already know what happened. I mean, where's the mystery in all this? Your mother, have you read her notes? You obviously have not read her notes. I could just bring you over to her terminal, show you what she said. She was working on a mad scientist project for Lucian that turns people and your father into a monster. Okay, but I guess we'll play the game. Tell me about your mother. Actually, tell me what you think happened on Gorgon.
I don't know. And Spacer's Choice won't say. They don't discuss anything that tarnishes their brand. Gorgon has a dark history. The project fell apart. Personnel were shuffled across the system.
Shuffle.
With Mother gone, now I'm all that's left.
Where's your father in all this? Even though I know he's in a tube.
Father lost more than his job on Gorgon. I'll say no more than that.
I already know what happened.
The asteroid may look like a glittering jewel, but I assure you the resemblance ends there. Gorgon is poisonous to the core. One might even say cursed.
Yeah, it's poisonous. I don't know what game she's playing. Does she just want to send another flunky in there to die? I don't get it. Okay. Tell me about your mother.
I admired Mother, but we weren't close. She disapproved of everything about me, really. I couldn't measure up to her example. She didn't make time for us. I remember thinking that she never wanted a child, and never forgave me for being one, naive and irresponsible as I was.
Really need to read her terminal. Let's unravel her story one thread at a time. Is that why you had her declared legally dead?
I see you got a head start on the investigation. Exploring my home, reading my documents.
Oh, yeah.
What else, I wonder? You're very good at this, Captain. I had my reasons for that legal formality. If you're interested in the job, you might just find out why.
Okay. Did you two ever get along? I already know that backstory, but I'm just going to play the game.
We got close once. When I was a child, I enjoyed looking over Mother's shoulder, playing backseat chemist while she peered into a microscope. One day, she told me to leave before I broke something. Then, I got mad and broke something. Typical night in the Ambrose house.
Oh, that hurts my heart to hear, ma'am. My dad was real dedicated to his work, too, but he always let me help. Made me feel, I don't know, special. Like I had something to offer. I wish you could have had that with your mother.
Mother and Gorgon were made for each other. I had the misfortune to be stuck in the middle. I need your help, Captain. Project Gorgon killed Mother and disgraced the Ambrose name, and no one has been held accountable. Spacer's Choice buried the past like a dirty secret.
Okay. That's a question. We're practically strangers. Why put your trust in me? Do you know about me?
You followed an uncertain lead all the way to my doorstep. You're curious, resourceful, and perceptive. All the marks of a good private eye. Whatever happened on Gorgon wasn't Mother's fault. I simply need the evidence to prove it.
I like your
We're
eyelashes.
going to drag the truth, kicking and screaming, into the light. Even if it means bringing ruin and humiliation to Spacer's Choice. All the evidence I need should be in Mother's journal. You can find it in her office on Gorgon, in the heart of the old research facility.
Can I ask you, are you drinking orange juice? Because that looks awful orangey. And I hope you're not drinking that Rizzo's brown. Don't ever touch that stuff. Maybe you're drinking Rizzo's orange. Okay. First, I've got some more questions about this job.
I'm not surprised. Between the family drama and the corporate conspiracy, it must feel like you've stepped on a landmine. Speak freely, Captain.
What is your mother's journal to you now? Why'd you wait before starting the invest? I don't understand. Yeah, what good is that? What good is your mother's journal to you now?
I suspect it will prove that corporate greed and incompetence were to blame for the calamity at Gorgon, and not Mother. Mother was a brilliant woman. Difficult, cold, unreachable even, but brilliant.
Now think about this. What are the now what are the odds that Space's Choice already took the journal? Like 1,000 out of 1,000?
Spacer's Choice evacuated in a hurry, leaving a fortune's worth of equipment in their wake. Mother's journal would have escaped their notice. This is my last hope of redeeming the Ambrose name. I don't like my chances, but I have to try. And I need help. Your help.
I don't trust you. You're a bloody snake. You're very smooth. You're very Byzantine. That doesn't mean you're very honest. Okay, so tell me, how did this investigation get Lucky killed?
You know as much as I do, I'm afraid. Spacer's Choice abandoned Gorgon, but the asteroid is far from unoccupied. Between the marauders, the wildlife, and whatever escaped the labs, danger abounds.
Hold on. What escaped the lab? Yeah, I already know what escaped the lab. It's the same thing that your father is.
Toward the end of the project, I heard Mother grumble about some test subjects running amok outside of their enclosure. I wish I could tell you more. Just watch yourself.
Yeah.
If you aren't careful, you stand to lose more than an arm.
Okay. So why'd you wait before starting the investigation?
I didn't want to go anywhere near Gorgon.
Okay.
Once I exhausted all my options, the search led me back here. I even had Mother declared legally dead. Would you believe it took 5 years to process the paperwork?
Yeah, it's usually 7. Okay. Hold on a second. Does her being legally dead help you some way?
It isn't as bad as you make it sound, but technically, yes.
Okay.
Mother's body is still on Gorgon. No body means no death certificate, which means no inheritance. I killed Mother, just on paper, of course, so I could claim my inheritance. We wouldn't be standing here if I didn't have access to the family
Oh,
fortune.
you little devil.
I once assumed the mansion and the money would be enough to redeem the Ambrose name. But even in Byzantium, prestige must be earned, and it can so easily be lost.
Ah, crap. I should have brought Ellie to talk to you. I had no idea you were here. You and her are one and the same. She wants to kill her parents or something. She got a big inheritance, too. You don't know that, but yeah, she did. Are you saying you just want to break into high society?
Break back into high society, yes.
Oh my goodness. So you're going through all this to break back into high society. So you're not happy with just staying on your own private rock. I guess you don't get any men to come out here, so maybe that gets a little lonely. I could see living on my own private rock and not having any women. That would be very bad. The same high society that framed your mother.
I have Spacer's Choice to thank for that. The smear campaign against Mother was the work of cowards. I'm vindicating the family name for her, for the colony, and for my future.
Okay, what else do you stand to gain?
Everything that Mother lost. This colony is in trouble. The lunatics at Spacer's Choice are running the asylum, and we need better people to wield their influence. After Gorgon, I quickly discovered that the Ambrose name was cursed, for lack of a better term.
You mean
I
smeared?
had no place among the decision makers. No seat at the table. That is why I'm clearing the record and vindicating the Ambrose line. For Mother, for me, and for the generations who will one day inherit Halcyon.
What you propose could put both of us in danger, Hank. Yeah. I'm already in danger, but, yeah.
I'm counting on it.
Are you crazy?
I believe that covers it all. Are you ready to get started? We mustn't allow the trail to get cold.
Well, I don't believe this. I'm not gonna say that. Don't worry. If Spacer's Choice is hiding something, I'll get to the bottom of it, just like I did with Rizzo.
I believe you're the first person to ever side with me against the corporation. It's a refreshing change. When you reach Gorgon, pack a weapon you trust. The corporate lockdown hasn't stopped the wilderness from squirming in through the cracks.
Okay, you already told me what I expect to face. What did you tell Lucky about this job?
I told him everything I've told you. Just the facts.
Sir.
Maybe a couple of harmless embellishments. Why?
Because you led to him being eaten. And someone throwing his arm back as a warning. Just trying to calculate the odds this kid gave me killed.
It's sure to be 100% with that attitude. Still, you're smart to ask. Lucky spent most of our time together spinning a pistol around his index finger. Not sure he listened to any of my advice. But you won't let me down, will you, Captain?
What can I expect to face on Gorgon?
I've never understood why, but Gorgon is teeming with marauders. They almost seem drawn to sorrow and misfortune. Okay. Then there's the test subjects. Those who survived anyway. Ravenous creatures left behind like so much salvage.
Right, I'll be careful.
There's a little saloon near Gorgon's landing pad. Okay. The Sprat Shack. Lucky was renting a room. So if you want to follow his trail, that would be the place to start.
The Sprat Shack? Hope they don't serve real sprats. There's a sprat worst place on the Groundbreaker. Tried it once, and I was sick for a week.
Yeah, that's at Rizzo's place.
You think maybe they got a little mascot? Like a sprat in a tiny hat?
Just so we understand each other, money is no object. I'm willing to squander the family fortune if you get me what I want. Between your payment and any salvage you happen across, you'll walk away from this rich enough to buy a mansion of your own. How does that sound?
Music to my ears. We can talk about fee when we're done.
A consummate professional. That shouldn't be a problem. Here's your nav key, Captain.
Here's your nav key, safe travels. Maybe you don't need to hear this from me, but I'm sorry about your mother.
Spacer's Choice should be the one apologizing, but thank you. Sincerely. A word of advice before you go, Captain.
Trust no one. Yeah.
Trust no one.
Especially you.
Mother's office is in the heart of the Gorgon facility. You're free to salvage anything that isn't nailed down. Okay. I only want what's mine.
Mysterious heiress, unexpected gainful employment. It's like something out of a detective serial.
Hey, boss, what's our policy on getting to know our clients a little better? You think she'd appreciate some company?
Talk to.
All right. I can do this. Here goes. Miss Ambrose? Must get awful lonesome up here all by yourself. What do you do for fun? Because, if you're interested, I've got the full set of Terror on Monarch.
The last thing I need in my life is more corporate propaganda masquerading as entertainment.
He's just trying to flirt with you.
He is? Oh dear. It's been a while, and I'm out of practice.
Right.
You seem very nice. and very pretty. And I'm sure there's a wealthy heiress out there who'd be extremely lucky to run away with you. Alas, it isn't me. Are we in agreement?
Hey, no problem. I figured it was worth a shot at least.
That took a lot of guts, Felix.
Hey, thanks. I probably should have written down what I was going to say on my hand.
Right.
That usually works.
All right. Okay. Let's continue. I feel like I could use a drink. Well, it's a nice view. Wilhelmina.
Forgive the mess. I'm still unpacking and everything's covered in dust.
Right. I had some questions about your family.
The Ambrose family comes from old Earth money. We were pioneers, inventors, and chimerists. Always at the top of our field, never lagging behind. If there's anything else you'd like to know, speak on.
Read your mother's terminal. Her logs were interesting.
Ah, yes. I've scanned her old logs. But I'm afraid they haven't given up anything I didn't already know or suspect. If you have any questions, you can trust me to answer them. I gain nothing by leaving you in the dark.
Right. Okay. Who's Lucien? Your mother didn't seem to approve of him. I know he's the GM down there on Gorgon. But let's hear from your words.
Lucien was Mother's point of contact at Spacer's Choice. I'd call him high-ranking, but I don't think his job had a rank in the traditional sense. He once tried to recruit me to work on Gorgon, but of course Mother wouldn't hear of it. I never forgave her for that.
Right. Okay, so that's why you're drinking. So why didn't Space's Choice just overrule her?
And risk losing one of the colony's greatest minds to Auntie Cleo? I think not.
Right.
No. In their estimate, I'm certain Mother was worth 10 of me. They did the math, and I came up short.
Right. So what did they want you to do on Gorgon? Run the place, right?
A little bit of everything, I suppose. Manage personnel, keep an eye on budgets, see that goals and expectations were well defined. Chemistry may be my passion, but Spacer's Choice recognized my knack for administration. I would have taken the job and perhaps even enjoyed it.
Right. Let's go back to the top.
Did anything else in Mother's terminal glue your eyes to the screen?
Something drove your... You never mentioned that you enjoyed painting.
Of all the intrigue and mysteries surrounding my household, that is what interests you. I do enjoy painting. I haven't indulged in some time, but it's a pleasant enough diversion.
So what would you call your style? Surreal? Expressionist? Abstract?
I honestly don't think I've been at it long enough to have a style. Painting is something I enjoy on the side, not something I chase to perfection.
Oh.
We Ambrose ladies have a way of ruining the things we love by committing ourselves to them.
Ruining. So what's your favorite work?
I honestly don't think I've been at it long enough to have a
I think I
style.
asked her the same question.
Painting is something I enjoy on the side, not something I chase to perfection. We Ambrose ladies have a way of ruining the things we love by committing ourselves to them.
Okay, so what's your favorite painting?
I've always been partial to Truth Emerging from the Well to Shame Mankind by Jerome. That painting speaks to me. It shows how nothing stays hidden for long.
Well, that's always true. Alright, well, thank you for sharing that.
Your curiosity is charming, but do remember to focus on the job at hand.
Right, well, something drove your father mad. Actually, it was that Project X. I know what it was. Your mother put him into hibernation.
I so wanted to avoid opening that wound. Now here we are. Father was exposed to some of Gorgon's more caustic chemicals. I don't know how, but I suspect that Mother brought her work home.
Right. Or he went down there. Yeah. Any chance that you were exposed to the same chemicals?
By that point, I was already living in Byzantium, trying to get out from under my family's shadow.
Hello?
You're very kind to consider my well-being, but if I'd been exposed, we'd be having a very different conversation.
You never answered the question until the end. Where is he now? Sorry.
I don't know. It's possible that Mother carted him off to Gorgon for her studies.
No, he didn't.
That, or she killed him and buried him under the floorboards, or bricked him behind a wall. I wouldn't put anything past Olivia Ambrose.
So don't you care about what happened to him?
He never defended me against Mother. Never even tried to challenge her authority. Of course I care. I adored my father. But what's done is done. There's no two ways about it. Mother was vicious. And that's saying something in Halcyon.
Alright. Okay. Well, back to your mother's terminal.
Yes?
Okay. Well, that's all about her terminal. I'll let you know if I find anything else.
You do that. And thanks for your attention to detail.
Right. You come from a talented heritage. What interests you now besides getting your mother's journal and closing this chapter?
Yes?
Oh. Question about the
The
family.
Ambrose family comes from
Darn it.
old Earth money. We were pioneers, inventors, and chimeras.
Sorry for asking
Always at the
asking
top
the
of
same
our
question
field,
again.
never lagging behind. If there's anything else you'd like to know, speak on.
You come from a talented heritage, right?
If Mother and I shared anything, it was our love of chemistry. Chemistry is a desire to understand matter, the very foundation of our existence. What Ambrose could ignore such a tempting lure?
Okay. So,
Yes?
question about your family.
The Ambrose family comes from
Right.
old Earth money.
Mhm.
We were pioneers, inventors, and
I
chimeras.
think I missed the question.
Always at the top of our field, never lagging behind. If there's anything else you'd like to know, speak on.
I don't know. Let's try this.
What more have you learned, my dear Captain?
Sorry, I haven't. I'm lying.
You do that. And thanks for your attention to detail.
I was just asking you
Yes?
questions. Okay. The house has seen better days.
Regrettable, I know. We used to have a staff to maintain the grounds. Not just auto mechanicals either. Real people doing real work.
Right. So explain the fake fish in the fake pond. That was your father's idea.
Father loved his salt tuna. He was an avid fisherman, you know. But that was long ago. When they moved here from Byzantium, Mother told me he was heartbroken to learn there was no sport. So she bought him a pond for his sad, lonely amusement.
Okay. So do you visit the rock garden often or at all?
Not as much as I used to. Who has time to slow their thoughts and bask in tranquility?
Right.
I prefer staring out the window of my drawing room, brooding on matters outside of my control.
So what's with the Moon Man statue in your foyer?
Hideous, isn't it?
It's
I've been
pretty
meaning to have that
interesting.
thing removed. Maybe jettisoned into the sun. Spacer's Choice agreed to double Mother's research budget if she subjected her family to product placement. I swear, those eyes follow me wherever I go.
Maybe they do. Couldn't you hire a new staff?
It's hard to find good help. And I'm not quick to trust anyone who'd work for me. Present company excluded. I can worry about upkeep once my family name is restored. Until then, this manor is a base of operations.
Okay. I understand. That's all I need to know for now.
Very well. If there's anything else, you have my attention.
I don't know. Maybe some other questions about the job.
Ask anything you like, Captain. It's nice to have a competent partner for a change.
Is there anything else or anything that you're not telling me.
I've told you everything I know.
Right.
I trust you to
Everything that's...
investigate Gorgon and draw your own conclusions. If you can think of anything specific, all you have to do is ask.
That's a good question. A good answer, as far as it goes.
Of course, my dear Captain. I look forward to it.
I'll be seeing you, Minnie.
Be seeing you, Captain.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Got a little bit more digging around to do. That was very interesting. See if a little bit helps. I can barely see in here. She really likes her, Actually, I kind of like that spacious choice thing. Honestly, that is a bit creepy. It's more creepy than anything. This is her old room. Goodbye letter. Dearest mother and father, I've paced the halls of this gilded cage long enough. Since you haven't permitted me to help the family business, I've been leaving to start a business of my own. Am I too young for such ambitions? Perhaps. But that is the risk you take when you fashion a daughter in your image. Byzantium will welcome me with open arms. Won't that be a new sensation? If I ever return, it'll be to claim my rightful spot at the head of this family. Minnie. No, I don't want to take her stuff. You know, just you gotta take her stuff. Right. Okay. That looks like a tree from Stellar Bay. What is that?
Dear Wilhelmina, I hope this letter finds you well. No, it's too stilted. It sounds like I'm writing to request a loan. Dearest Wilhelmina, I regret to tell you... Law, no, that's worse. When have I ever called her dearest? She's my daughter. This should be easy. How can a mother not know how to talk to her own daughter? My love, I can no longer... For your safety, I must... Oh, hell. Even if she despises me for what I had to do, I should still be able to say goodbye. Minnie, I have to leave, and I don't intend to come back. I love you. I'm so sorry.
Well, I don't know if I can return that. Quest. That might be something that's important. Guess we'll have to keep it. I don't really want to take this. She might need that gun in case someone busts in here. Well, let's go tell her that we found a... It's really sad.
Captain, charmed as always.
Tell me about that note left in your mother's bedroom.
Someone's been snooping around. Not that I mind. It reminds me why I hired you in the first place. For your keen eyes and scandalous disregard for privacy. When I left home, I wanted Mother and Father to know the conditions of my return. I would stroll through the entrance with my head held high, or not at all. I left this place with every intention of returning once the time was right.
Okay. So, did you enjoy Byzantium?
When I arrived, I was the toast of the town.
I'm sure.
All fought for the honor of lighting my cigarettes. The attention was sublime. I opened a small firm to help young, impressionable heirs manage their family wealth. Business was good. For a while.
Okay, so what happened to your business?
Gorgon happened.
Right. Okay.
With Mother's downfall, so too fell my influence in society. I sold the business at a loss. Then I hatched a plan to restore the family name. That plan, as you're now well aware, is still in motion.
Okay, so the house is empty when you returned?
Yes. That wasn't part of the plan. Fall of Gorgon accelerated my schedule. I thought I would find success in Byzantium. Instead, I must look for redemption back where I began. Here, in these vacant halls.
Okay, that's all for now, thanks.
You reminded me of better times. I should be thanking you.
Okay, I'll be seeing you.
Be sure and close the door on your way out. I feel a draft.
Oh, okay, sorry. Let's, close the door on our way out. Well, pretty sure we've explored the whole manor except for this creepy... I don't know. Sounds all too pat to me. He's not playing that creepy music. Now I keep hearing that creepy. Oh, I hate that music. Keeps reminding me of that cannibals. And I keep expecting pancake mix. I keep expecting to run into more cannibals. Okay, yeah. Is there anything else up here? I think that was it. There's no way onto the roof. My magnificent foyer. Well, time for us to go. That's got me whistling that song. That's bad. Okay, let's go on. Back to the reliable. I don't know. I don't really see any hidden secrets here. Outside this rock garden that's been... I guess these rocks are magnetized, or... I don't understand how it works. Outside of just sheer weight keeping them in place, but why do these rocks move? I mean, float. I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm afraid you're upside down.
Training, and responses. How clumsy of this unit. These things have it. Oh, calamity.
Oh, calamity. In the outer world. Well, it's off to Gorgon.
Something busted, Captain?
Thoughts on Gorgon?
I hope we can help Miss Minnie uncover what happened to her mother. I wouldn't wish the pain of not knowing on hardly anyone.
So how are you feeling about the job right now?
I don't want to be mean, Captain, but I can't help wondering if Miss Minnie is telling us the whole story about Gorgon. Her mother worked there for years and years, and she doesn't know hardly the first thing about it? It seems fishy. And in the serials, mysteries always got a twist.
So what do you think this one's going to be?
Well, Virginia Yang, that girl detective, She'd say to check your theories at the door. Just look at the facts and follow the clues. Me? I just want to fix what's been broke.
Alright, good thought. I'll talk to you later. She's such a sweetheart. Let's go talk to Miss Cynical. Hopefully nothing's broken. Let's go talk to Miss Cynical. Actually, let's talk to old Felix, see what he thinks about the job. Hey,
Good to see you, boss.
I want to talk to you about Gorgon. What do you think?
There's something kind of sad about Ambrose Manor.
So, Mini Ambrose.
Minnie Ambrose.
Another woman.
She's like something out of the pictures. The way she talks, the way she holds that whiskey glass. She's got, you know, presence. And charisma.
I thought you hated everything that comes out of Byzantium.
That ain't a fact. Ellie's from Byzantium, and we get on just fine. Miss Ambrose ain't living in Byzantium anymore. She made her home about as far away from that place as you can get. That's gotta count for something, right? Hey, by the way, I wanted to ask you about this journal we're hunting down. What do you think is in it? Corporate secrets? Map to some buried treasure, maybe? The last will and testament of Miss Ambrose's late mother?
Why not all three?
That's what I like about you, boss. You got a real positive attitude. I guess whatever's in those pages, it's for Miss Ambrose to find out. I just hope she gets some closure.
I don't think it's all about that, really. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, boss?
Alright, well, I guess that's it. Yeah, I want to talk to Miss Positivity here. With the honey, the voice. Something on your mind. Hey?
Something on your mind?
Let's talk about the Gorgon job.
You know I've got no love for top-rungers. But if Minnie's willing to pay, I say we take her money.
Ah, really? You come from a top rung. Okay, so I guess that's it.
Sure.
All right.
Something on your mind?
You have the sweetest voice. Too bad the heart is not there. All right, you'll be going with me on Gorgon. You and Miss Thang. All right. And get some sleep. You always look tired. Hey. Oh my God! I did not mean to do that. Sorry.
Hey, Cap.
Let's talk about Gorgon.
Something ain't right here, Captain. We ought to tread carefully. All this cloak and dagger for a journal? I ain't buying it.
Right. I mean, your family comes from the same, well, not quite the same, but I don't understand. Why aren't you more cosmopolitan? You seem more bushland, like the outback. All right. I don't know. She seems genuine.
Genuinely interested in covering something up.
Right.
I'm used to folks leaving their messes behind for all the colony to see. Hell, look at Monarch. So imagine what they'd actually be trying to hide. Captain, it's gonna be bad.
Well, well, it's good if it is. We can help Minnie bring it to light, even though I think she made some mistakes anyway.
Look, I'm all for bringing folks to justice under a rain of metal.
I'm not talking about
All
that.
I'm saying is, be careful. Something feels different about this one.
So she's holding something back. Yeah, that's probably it. uh, given here. Okay, and with that, I'm going to end this episode. We will explore further the mystery that is Gorgon in our next exciting episode. Of course, I'm Erik Malkavian, and this has been The Outer Worlds, Spacious Choice Edition, Perils on Gorgon. Thank you for watching. You have a great day, and good night.